Hello there, sinners. I'm your ever-anxious, ever-demonic host, Tino. And no, that's not my real name. But aliases aside, let's get into the topic of today's video. An idea I had last night. An idea for a video game. And I'm coming at this with no knowledge of how to make games, game design, or any of that shit. This is coming from someone who indulges in video games. And I just have an idea that I think could be pretty interesting. I have no way of implementing it or creating it of my own volition. But, you know, if someone hears it and thinks it's a cool idea, and maybe we could work together on something, I don't know. But I just want to toss the idea out into the universe and see what happens. So, my idea for this game it's two parts. Because it's an interactive game, but it's not like a VR game. It's kind of like it's kind of like an exercise game, basically. Like, you know? So, you know, games like Pokemon Go or that Pikmin Snap or whatever it's called. Games where it's like, oh, the whole gimmick is you're walking around and walking around does shit. And like, oh, you plant or you visit the fucking whatever and this, that, and the other. I don't know. That's not my idea. My app, so the app, it's a game that comes in two parts. You got the game and you got the app. All the app does is log your steps, basically. It keeps track of the steps you take throughout your day. And then in the game, what happens is you scan, like maybe it's like a barcode scan or something, but it takes the steps you took from your everyday life that were logged in the app and converts them into steps you're allowed to take in the game itself. So I know you hear this and you're like, okay, so what about people that can't walk? Listen, I didn't think that far ahead. Maybe there's a way to cheat it. Maybe you could just have a normal experience and just turn off. It could be an optional thing. But I want it to be something that, like, the whole point is that you're taking these steps, or you're doing something equivalent to taking those steps. So, the idea is you're walking. Like, the steps you take in real life convert to the steps you can take in the game. And I know you're like, oh, first of all, yeah, it's an exercise game, deal with it. But also, I know probably a big question would be like, okay, so it's going to be a slow game, isn't it? Yes, it's going to be a slow game. It's more of an experience than it is a game, you know? It's one of those existential, really makes you think about life type of games. One of those slow down and look around you type things. So the idea is, you're this little dude called MoMo. And at the beginning of the game, you just have to get accrue like maybe 10, 15 steps to walk up this staircase where a beautiful flower is waiting for you. But as you go take those steps in real life and come back, then you start taking the steps, but then all of a sudden the ground shakes and this staircase just fucking like it extends. Like it just goes. It launches so far away from you. And that's how the game begins. That's how your journey starts. And you just start walking up the steps. Now, yes, it's not gonna like each stair is a singular step, because that trying to, you know, make that a thing would probably be agonizing as hell. But every step that your character model takes is a step that you take. So obviously you're not running. Well, you can run, but it makes the steps go by faster. But like certain actions can make you use more steps with certain actions. So like say you want to jump, or maybe there's a dodge mechanic. Like if you want to jump, that's 2 steps. If you want to dodge, that's 3 steps or something like that. Like each dodge is 3 steps, each jump is 2 steps. Kind of like that. But once you're out, you don't just freeze, but the game will pause. Or at least it'll stop the world from doing shit to you. Like, you're just stuck there until you get more steps. You can't move until you get more steps in. And you're basically just walking up these steps. What this seems like almost like a Sisyphus type deal, where it's like it seems infinite, but there is an end. And I feel like it could be a mix of either you get to determine how many steps you want to take, or it's kind of like a beginner, medium, and expert, where it's just like, you know, there's a differing amount of steps depending on the difficulty you choose, which I think could be an interesting idea. But either way, it still has to be a decent amount of steps. You still have to put in a decent amount of work to get to the end. And the point is, there is no like super happy ending or like really end goal, but it's within the journey itself you see the effort that you make in life. You know, like it's like, you know, it's a giant analogy for just like the experience of life, and how, like, you know, people like to use that analogy of, like, you know, one step forward, two steps back, like that kind of idea. And so basically, for like every 1,000 steps you take, you get a little bit, like maybe every 100. Well, no, every 100 I feel like would get annoying. I don't know, but like there's like I want to have at least a marker system where like there is a narrator, kind of like in Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, where they kind of comment. They usually comment after you fail, or like comment when you reach like a good like a checkpoint or whatever, where you can like there's just a little narration about just like life and just what it means to work hard for a goal and what it means to try to find purpose in your life and shit like that. Like, I think this could be a very interesting experience. It's not just like a game, it's an experience. And it's a game with that has a more, it's not meant to look, super like 4K HD shit. Like, I want it to be like very simplistic in its style. Like, very minimalist, very soft colors, maybe like some very chill music that's always playing in the background. It's like very soft, gentle, like it's kind of soothing in its way, where you're just like seeing how much you've progressed. And maybe there can be like an auto progression system where like you just set the steps and then Momo will just walk up the steps until he can't anymore and then he stops. That can be, I feel like we can make that a thing, but one of the gimmicks of the game is that you can get knocked back. Like maybe there's a strong gust of wind that comes hurling at you and you have to dodge out the way, or you get blown back a couple hundred steps maybe if you're not careful. Like, you can lose steps very easily. And, it's like it's an analogy for just like, there are moments in life where even though you feel like you're trying to make progress, shit just keeps knocking you back down. So I feel like that could be a good, obviously it's very on the nose, but it's just like it's a very good representation of just like, life isn't just going to be a straight path. Life isn't just like a straight, I'm here, I need to get to the end goal. It's not just that. There's a lot of obstacles that can be in your way. Maybe the stairs break off. Maybe they separate in different directions. Maybe it becomes a maze at some point. Maybe maybe just shit just keeps like, the world just keeps altering and breaking. Like, oh, one set of stairs breaks, and you have to find a different set of stairs. Like, there can be so many different ways that the stairs react and change throughout the world. It could be like a randomly generated shit, or just like something like that, where like it's not just a straight path. It changes as the game goes on. Like maybe every 1,000 steps something weird or different happens, or like you get moments of like just intense self-reflection, and you just see, and you're just kind of like living. Like, you are Momo in this scenario. Like, you are Momo living through like the trials of the stairs. For him, for the character, he's just trying to get the flower. But for you, it's your life. Like, that flower is the end goal of what you're living for, And I feel like that could be a very, very interesting experience. Like, I immediately think of like one-hand clapping kind of thing, where it's just like it's very, like it's interactive in that sense. But like you said, like I said, like the progress you make is directly correlated to your steps in real life as you go about your everyday life, in terms of like how you actually make progress through the game. And I feel like that could be a very interesting concept. I think that could be very fun. Well, fun isn't the right word, but very interesting and very introspective, I feel. Like, it can be a very eye-opening experience for a lot of people. Like I said, it's like one of those moments where, like, at any point in time in the game, you can look back and see the progress you've made and how far you've come. Through, like, you're on stair 5,000 and you look back and you see all the steps. You see, like, you can, like, press a button and it, like, shows you all the steps you've taken, all the things you've seen. And there's, like, little art and whatnot. And, like, how much distance that would correlate to, like mile-wise. Like, oh, you've traveled 5 miles or some shit. I know that's not 5,000 steps, but, like that kind of feel. Where it's just like, oh, you have made a lot of progress. You should feel proud of yourself. Like, shit like that. Because I feel like when you are living in the moment, even when you're not living in the moment, it's easy to lose yourself in feeling like you're not enough, or you feel like you've barely progressed at all in life, or any plethora of reasons why you'd feel stuck on this metaphorical staircase, But you look back and see how far and how much you've gone through to get to where you are now, and realize, oh my god, I've come so far, and that's ridiculous. Like, I feel like you never genuinely understand how far you've come until you have to literally take a look back and be like, oh my god. Like that, like, goodness gracious. And I feel like that could be a great thing for just anyone going through life in general, like artists, musicians, people just trying to get through the 9-to-5 grind and make it out in one piece, you know? Like anyone can really relate to that experience. So I feel like that could be a very interesting concept. And the game itself is called A Step at a Time. But yeah, that is my idea. That is my concept. And yeah, I just want to put it out there into the world. And looking that I've only been talking for about 10 or so minutes, I don't know how the hell people talk for half an hour. Like, I don't know how the fuck people make full-on fucking video essays. That shit is insane. I'm listening to these people talk for hours on end, and I'm like, I've been talking for 10 minutes, and I'm like, am I fucking done yet? But I'm getting off track. But yeah, that's my idea. One step at a time. And I want Momo to be, like, extremely adorable. Like a little dude who's just so cute. Like a little bunny dude. But, yeah, that's my idea. And like I said, I just want to put it out there into the universe. Maybe someone will make a game out of it. Maybe someone will try to do it. Maybe I can find someone who can do it. Probably gonna be expensive. But, you know, you never know. So, yeah, that's about it. Have a good one, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.